Hello, my narc-free family. Thank you for joining me here today. My name is Cree. If you haven't already, if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel so we can meet up again. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, okay? So I'm not going to get too much into this book today, but I wanted to show y'all this is the book that I am going over in this series on the smear campaign, okay? And first of all, I wanted to tell you what a smear campaign is. So for those of you who are not aware, when a narcissist discards you, they need to take any responsibility for the breakup off of themselves, and they need to shine a light onto you, all right, so that you become the bad guy. And in order for them to do this, they need to get out front ahead of the storyline. So maybe you're at home hurting that you all aren't together anymore, but the narcissist, as usual, is putting their self in the forefront of everything, and they are thinking about how they can protect themselves because they don't want anybody to know what they are. So if you start talking to people and you start telling people what they are and about their behavior, even if you don't know they're a narcissist, but you realize that they're toxic and they've done some really grimy things and maybe you caught them cheating, they don't want to be exposed for who they really are. So instead of taking that exposure and taking that heat so that they can look at themselves and reflect on, wait a minute, every relationship I've had has ended this way, they would rather throw you under the bus, make up a story about you, or take something that you've said or done out of context and get everybody's attention focused on you and what a horrible person you are. And I'm going to tell you that some of you don't think that anyone will do this to you, but people will. Narcissistic people will do this to you. Toxic people will do this to you. And the reason why, because I know some of you are trying to figure out right now, well, why would somebody believe that? You know, why would they believe some horrific story that someone just tells them? Well, remember now, the narcissist is really cool, calm, and collected, okay? The person being abused is usually pretty shaken up and pretty on edge and being a little hypervigilant because maybe the narcissist has been trying to sabotage you, or they've been threatening you, or they've been doing things to you. But the narcissist is going to people very, very calm and talking like they're very sane, okay? And remember now, they can start believing their lies also. So they're very confident about what they're saying, so they don't come off as that they're lying. And I know that I've been gullible for this before, and I'm sure some of you have too. You don't think that an adult would stand right in front of your face, look you right in your eyes, and lie to you. That is because you're not awake yet. Once you wake up to what narcissistic personality disorder is, and you've been in a relationship like this and you've had your name smeared, you look at people when they come to you with a crazy story and you listen to the story, but you don't take it all in because you've seen something like this before. But if you've never seen or heard anything like that, then you don't know. Because what they do is, people like to use the word half-truth, but I like to call it a whole lie. They lie. And this is the way it goes. I remember the narcissist that I was married to. I remember him telling a story one time to a group of friends. And the story that he told, I was there for the actual event, okay? And when he was telling the story, he added extra stuff to it, and he took things out of the story. which changed the whole story, okay? And I remember having a conversation with him afterwards, because obviously I didn't want to embarrass him in front of the people, and I was looking at him like, this is not the way that it happened, okay? But I didn't say anything in front of people. And I remember talking to him about how the way that he told the story, the things he left out and the things that he exaggerated, changed the whole story, okay? And I remember thinking to myself, because at this point I'd been married to him maybe 5 years, so I'm like, I'd never heard him do this before. And I couldn't understand. I couldn't wrap my head around. And this story wasn't anything, it could have just been a regular something, like we were at an event. So it wasn't that at this point that he was trying to throw somebody under the bus. But he had changed the whole story to make it much more dramatic than what it really was. Because narcissists like a lot of attention, and they like to be like on a stage. That's why when they go to court, they lie so well, and they're excited about court when they think they're going to win. If they think they're going to get exposed, they're not excited. But if they think that they're going in there and they've told enough lies and they're going to win, they see it as a stage where they have a light on them and they get attention. And so they like this. So you'll notice sometimes when they tell a story, the story is just not right. Well, it's those subtle kinds of things. And when you're with them, you're not realizing that one day you will be on the other end of one of those stories where everything is exaggerated, okay? That nothing about the story was exactly the way that it really happened, and it got skewed to the side of making the narcissist look really, really great and making someone else look really, really horrible. So the smear campaign, if you're with a narcissist, it's most likely going to happen at some point in time, and it'll most likely be when you're being discarded. And if you discard them, they still need to come up with a reason why it wasn't them, it was you. They will not take accountability for anything. They had no bad behavior. They did nothing wrong. It was you, okay? And that's the way it is. The smear campaign can be very, very devastating because it can affect your career. It can affect your relationship with your kids. It can affect you from a legal standpoint. There's so many angles where the narcissist knows exactly what they are doing, but they just don't care, because you have to keep in mind their whole goal when they were with you and their whole goal with anybody else. Their number one priority is getting fuel. Okay? And in order to get fuel, the goal has to be to protect the false self so that no one can know who they really are, or they can't get fuel. So at all cost, they have to protect the mask so that no one can see who they really are. And if that means throwing you under the bus, if that means you having legal ramifications because of lies that they've told on you, smearing your name with police officers, with court officials, with your neighbors, with your kids, with your family members, with your best friend, with your boss, does not matter who it is, as long as it protects them. Also, some of the times they may smear your name. I believe I said this in one of the videos that I just did. They will smear your name sometimes to get you to reach out to them, because you have shut them down and put them in that no contact zone, and you're being fierce with it, and they're trying to get you to reach out to them. So they will smear your name for that reason also, because if you reach out to them to complain about it, or to get on to them for what they're doing, and you're upset, they gain the greatest amount of fuel from getting you to cry, all right, from making you upset. It's not the love you were giving them. They don't miss that. They only thrive off of fuel. So if they can get you to reach out to them crying, saying, why are you doing this to me? Begging them to stop, you have given them an enormous amount of fuel, and you've broken your no contact. Okay. And the other thing is that it may be that, you know, you want them to stop so bad that you just want everything to go back to the way that it was, which means that you're letting the narcissist back into your life. But, and I'm going to try to make this a warning as often as it is suitable for the video I'm doing. If you decide to take the narcissist back, know that they have to punish you for having the audacity to think that you could walk away from their superior selves. I am warning you now. When you shut a narcissist down, shut them down and cut them loose. Do not take them back under any circumstances, because that could mean you take them back for a short amount of time, but they have a plan to destroy you during that short amount of time. They might intentionally get you pregnant. They might run up your credit cards, or get into all of your online things so that they can always be snooping into your life. They've got a plan for you if you've left them and you let them back in. I don't care how they're smiling in your face. You caused a narcissistic injury, and they are going to try to destroy you. Once you cut that loose, cut that loose. I know that's off topic, but I just felt like right there I needed to add that in, okay? So they smear you for different reasons. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, you can expect a smear campaign. Some of these, they're all meant to destroy you, but some of them will have you in a deep depression. As I go through this series on the smear campaign, when I get towards the end of it, you'll know what to do about it. But you need to understand who they smear and why they smear and all of these things. So this is just a precursor to the smear campaign videos so that you have a little backdrop to it. And I guess since I have a minute or two more, oh, I picked up the wrong book. I will I'll read just a little something that I've already put in the other video that I did, but something that I think would be important for you all to hear. The seeds of the smear campaign are actually sowed by you way back during the seduction, and we gratefully accept those seeds, which we carefully incubate, ready to use as terrible thorny plants to rip and tear your reputation to shreds at a later date. He talks about them throwing mud on you, throwing mud on your name. So everything that you hold dear to you that you share with the narcissist will be used against you later in the smear campaign. This is all intentional. They've done it before. You are not the first person that they've done it to. They know how horrific it is. They know how well it works. They know that you will be devastated, okay? But if you will just hold on, watch all of this series of videos, you can get the help that you need so that you can, as he says in here, knowing and beating the narcissist campaign. Okay, you're gonna know what the campaign is, you're gonna know all the ins and outs, and you're gonna know how to beat it. Okay, thank you for joining me again. As I said previously, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time, my beautiful narc free family. Bye bye.